Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of The Chrysalis Effect. I am Monique White, your host, and here in The Chrysalis Effect, we are transforming mind, money, and manifestations. And my intention for each episode is to shift perspectives, provide inspiration and strategies to help you through the transformation process in life, in business, and in spirit. And for those of you who signed up for a connection call with me, I love the opportunity to connect, explore your transformation goals, and hear your stories. If you would like to connect and you have not scheduled a connection call, you may do so by clicking the link in the description box below. It's totally free. I set aside space for 5 connection calls per week. So if you would desire one and you have not yet, go ahead and grab your spot by following the link in the description box for the show. And before I go any further, I am so excited to announce that I have decided to extend the deadline to sign up to be a co author in the anthology Overcoming Desolate Places. This is an opportunity if you are a new entrepreneur, an aspiring author, or speaker to share your testimony or your story of triumph, build your resume, and monetize your message. Now, slots are limited, so you don't want to wait. I will drop the link also in the description box below. All you have to do is just click on the link and it will take you to the sign up page. So, without going any further, well, one more thing. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like, subscribe, and that little bell notification button and share this out to 3 people. Share this out to 3 people. Now let's dive in. Today, I want to talk to you about something that if you have nothing else, or if you don't have it, everything else means nothing. Everything means nothing without this. So, what am I talking about? I'm referencing your health. Your health. And it is so appropriate that today is World Health Day. I set this topic before I realized it, but it is timely. It is timely. I was having a conversation with my son actually, and we were talking about his goals, his aspirations, what he wanted to do. And I had some concerns. He's a typical man. He thinks he can just keep on going, doesn't need the doctor, doesn't need to go see a doctor. But I stated to him, you can achieve all those things. You can have millions, billions of dollars in the bank, successful business, go out, do what you want, achieve your goals. If you don't have your health, it means nothing. All of that work, all of that energy expended will mean nothing. It'll be all for naught. And I hope I got through to him. I think I got through to him. But it occurred to me that sometimes we get so caught up in what we want for our lives. We get so caught up in the hustle, the grind, um, that we kind of put ourselves on the back burner. We put our health on the back burner. And you could be here today and gone tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. Here's the thing, transformation requires energy, right? The whole process requires energy. This is called the chrysalis effect. It's based on the concept of the caterpillar going into that chrysalis, that pod, that protective space, if you will, as he undergoes or she undergoes the process of transformation into a butterfly. Well, that whole process consumes energy. Now, energy can't be destroyed. Energy can only be transformed or transferred. It can be change forms, whether it be physical into chemical or kinetic into physical, but it can't be destroyed. And when you are low on energy, when you're undergoing that process, it will take the energy from another area. And when I say that, I think about the gestation process, right? When women are pregnant, and that whole process of the baby developing. What we tell mothers um, is to eat healthy, right? And we say that because the baby is going to take what it needs, regardless of whether you have overflow to give to it or not. If there is not overflow, if you're not getting adequate nutrition, it's going to start depleting the nutrition that you need for yourself. So, energy that is needed for transformation, if you don't have it in one area, it's going to take it from another. So, we have to be careful of being so focused and consumed by what we want, by what we're striving for, that we want to transform, that we deplete our own integral, essential, physical, mental, and emotional stores. So, how does that look? Well, you might have noticed a couple of weeks ago, I didn't post the podcast. And there was a reason for that. I had the video, I had the audio, and as I was editing, up late at night editing, I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, why does my face look that way? It looked like one side of my face wasn't moving as much as the other side of my face. I had developed a facial droop. Now, prior to this, I did notice that my vision was getting a little blurry. And at first I thought it was my contacts. So I switched out of my contacts and I put my glasses on for a week. But it didn't get better, it got worse. So I switched back to my contacts and it would not go away. And my left eye was starting to really bother me. And I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out why. But it wasn't until I was editing, up late at night editing, which I should have been in the bed sleep, that I noticed that my face was drooping. So, of course, I didn't go to the hospital that night. I went the next day. And when I got there, and actually when I spoke to my neighbor who I had called, she said it didn't sound right. To her, I was slurring my speech. I sounded fine to myself. I didn't even notice it. I sounded fine to myself, but also to the doctors and the nurses, my speech was slurred. But I was so caught up in trying to make things happen, if you will, so caught up in the day to day that I was missing the little hints, the little clues that my body was giving me. And by the time I got to the emergency department, I had a headache, right? I was putting things off and I was ignoring things. I wasn't paying attention to my own health. And as I said, transformation takes energy. And if it doesn't get it from the process, doesn't get it from overflow or its designated energy store, it will take it from another. And it dawned on me, Monique, you have to slow down. You have to stop being so stressed about what's going on. You have to start making your health a priority because all of it can be gone tomorrow. All of it can be gone tomorrow. I hear it said, I can rest when I'm in the grave. Yeah, I don't even, I can rest when I'm in the grave. Well, when I hear that, especially when I hear patients say it, and it's one thing, it's funny that I can recognize it in patients, but I don't recognize myself, correct? Sometimes we do that. And I think to myself, well, if you keep it up, you're going to be in the grave sooner than you want to. That time is going to come around quicker than you think. So self-care is mandatory. It's not an option. It's mandatory. We have to make time for ourselves. We have to be aware of ourselves. So, how do we prevent pouring from an empty cup? I'm going to give you 3 strategies today. Just 3. There's more, but I'm going to give you 3 strategies today. And the first of which is setting the intention. Set the intention to set apart time each day for self-care. Set the intention to set apart time each day to power up. It does not have to be anything enormous or glamorous, or it just can be something simple. Me time, you time, time to step away, time to disengage, time to just be. That may look like taking a walk. That may look like setting time aside to do a 20 or 30-minute meditation or practice mindfulness. That may look like going to the gym on your lunch hour. That may look like just going out to your car if you're on the job and putting on some relaxing music and just being. First, set aside or set the intention to set a time each day for you to power up, to refresh and relax. Second is practice self-awareness. Practice self-awareness. What do you need today? How do you feel? What is draining you and how? Are you stressed? When you're tired mentally or physically, rest. When you stop and you do a self-assessment and you realize that you're hungry, eat a nutritious meal or snack. If something feels off, investigate it. I knew something was off, but I let it go. Pay attention to what is going on inside of you. And lastly, third, set and maintain effective, positive boundaries. You notice I said maintain. Sometimes, and I am guilty of this myself, I set boundaries, but I don't always maintain them with certain individuals or in certain situations. Set boundaries and maintain them. I have started, and I've set the boundary of at a certain period of time, at a certain time each night, that's it. I shut it down. That's family time. That's time for me to walk away and just disengage from the business, which I wasn't doing. I noticed, for example, the other night I got a DM and it was late. I guess it was about 9:30, and I responded instead of letting it wait till the next day. That can wait to the next day. Set and maintain effective boundaries. And as you practice these 3 strategies, recognize what you're giving your energy to. Are you giving your energy to something positive, or are you giving your energy to something negative? Are you giving your energy to busy work, or are you giving your energy to things that are productive? Transformation requires energy. And without energy, there can be no transformation. It's true that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can have all the money, access, fame, success in the world, but without your health, it will all be for naught. So, on this World Health Day, join with me in making the decision to make your health, my health, our health a priority. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Monique White, and this has been the Chrysalis Effect. And I hope you have an awesome week, and I will see you right back here next week. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.